Hi.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Yep, back to the welcome.
Back to the welcome. Welcome back from a weekend, start of a new week. How you doing?
Who's doing how? No, I thought you were doing the intro this week.
Hello, I'm hi.
Have you not prepared anything? You know, every week I do an introduction, and this week...
Oh, you said that I was just doing the hi.
Oh, no, you see, how can Chloe be your favorite part of the duo, and she doesn't even prepare an introduction?
People just like the way that I say hi. It's Chlo Dog. Woof.
So, if you were to do an introduction, could you do one, please?
Oh, you know I'm not too good on the spot. Well, welcome back from a windy weekend. It was very, very windy. But it seems like it's more still this Monday, in Cape Town at least. So, welcome.
Jeez, if you are still awake after that introduction, thank you for joining KETS. We are alert and erect. That's right, I said it, alert. You see, Chloe, that's how you grab attention.
What?
You just mentioned the word erect, now people are standing up. Wow, okay, so let's get into your show and tell, because I'm intrigued. Based on the lack of preparation, I can't imagine it's anything other than a household item you've just grabbed off from somewhere.
No, I did think about this because it relates to my weekend.
Oh, all right. Bending and picking up.
I think we've had sunglasses as show and tell pretty often. But so I'm wearing some cotton on sunglasses, but this is because we watched Free Guy. I don't know if you guys have watched that. It's starring Ryan Reynolds.
Hubba.
And they're called the Glasses People, right? So these would be my sunglasses if I was in Free Guy. And I've heard about simulation theory before, but the movie, when I watched the movie, I finally understood what everybody was on about. I think that we're living in a simulation.
There's no chance, and stop trying to make this a true crime podcast and then just a wacko podcast.
How is it true crime?
No, I'm saying you've tried to make it a true crime, and now you're trying to make it this weird Joe Rogan. We do not live in a simulation. If we do, whoever is playing my life, make some more exciting decisions. Please.
I'll try not to take offense to that.
Oh, please. Look at us podcasting, working at 8 till 5. Nuclear family possibilities on the horizon. No, thank you.
I think that we could live in a simulation. We could just be, you know how we're building AI to think for itself and everyone's scared about that. What if we are AI thinking for ourselves?
Well, then I've got very rudimental AI operating because I can only really think about food and sex. That's about as deep as it gets.
But how do we know who are the players and what are the NPCs? I think the NPCs, they called that. They are.
Ooh, woof. Chlo Dog woof. I think that's as deep as we go with the simulation. I'm a player.
I want to hear from everyone in the comments whether you guys think that we're living in a simulation or not. Really. I think we could be.
I don't think we do. So to bring some normality back to this KETS and Chlo episode, even though normality is not what we do, baby. Look at this shirt. Doesn't it make you want to go to Miami and lose your mind? Dale. We're working on new Dale inserts. But sticking with the theme of going to Miami to lose your mind, you got to smell good. That's why I've got this Old Spice with me, because this is not how you smell good. Old Spice with 0 aluminium salts is not the answer.
Now, this looks like a random household item.
It's because it is. That was me spraying it. And yep.
I quite like Old Spice. I think it's better than Axe.
Yeah, well,
Axe is a red flag.
Literally, I think you could rub a red flag over your body and smell better. It's not a shower. It's not a bit early for fake laughter. When I wink, that's the big joke.
That wasn't fake. That was my real laugh. I'm just workshopping different laughs.
Workshopping different laughs.
Sam always says that I'm workshopping different laughs, but I think I just like to experiment. Or is that workshopping?
I don't know. I think you've got your laugh, and that's your laugh. I don't know how it can change so often. I think the viewer should be worried. The listener should be worried when they hear maniac workshopping laughs. Don't you think? Yeah. So the Old Spice I really wanted to bring up because it signals the death of my adolescence. Because when I was younger, they had the most funny and awesome ad campaign. And it you know, if you wore Old Spice, you were cool. Now it smells disgusting.
Maybe,
it's not good.
Maybe it just smells like the locker room. Do you know what I mean?
No, the locker room smells better than that. But anyway, those were two, I think, my show and tell was definitely poor. I don't know. You make up your minds about Chloe.
We're running out of show and tell. We're running out of things to grab in our apartment. But maybe we should... We haven't talked about our weekend a lot, I feel, on previous episodes. You know, sort of like gone over our weekend.
Are people interested in our weekend?
I think so. What was your weekend highlight?
We went to the fanciest restaurant I've ever been to. Chef's Warehouse, Tinswalo, Atlantic.
Oh my goodness.
For my dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. A firm supporter of the podcast, even though he occasionally thinks he is abused on the podcast. Fair statement. Chat to the lawyers, old boy. They are your lawyers representing me. So let's work around that. Let's work together. But yeah, an unbelievable restaurant. Disgustingly expensive, but it was a special occasion. And the first time we had tried like that fancy food where it's a tiny portion and there's nachi caviar. I know. Welcome. So that was my so weekend
cool.
highlight.
Yeah. And you get shuttled down from the parking lot. So you get out of your car to get into another car, which takes you down to the restaurant.
Maybe we are in a simulation.
I want more of that in my simulation.
What was your weekend highlight?
My weekend highlight was actually, this might sound quite lame, but I had the best workout of my entire life yesterday.
That is quite lame.
I just felt...
You went to like a 7-star restaurant and your highlight was...
No, I can't choose the same highlight as
growing
yours.
your glutes.
No, I loved going to the restaurant, but that wasn't the highlight of my weekend.
Okay.
It was really fun. I feel like I'm like getting back into it. You know, I'm on holiday. I have more time.
So yes, all of the cool people who watch KETS can do Run Club with Sam, and all of you perverts who send her love letters can do Gym with Chloe.
Yeah.
Chloe's actually got one of the funniest videos. She set up a camera. She set up her phone to record her squatting form on the squat rack, as one does. You can get seriously hurt. There are some wonderful gym fails out there, but Chloe set up her camera just to check out her form, and obviously because the frame is quite wide, she can see everyone in the shot, and this guy came down to do like chest press or something just behind her, and the whole video he's just staring at her ass. And
it's so funny because
caught in 4K.
Exactly. When I finish my set and I walk away, he just looks up to the sky like, I wasn't looking at all, but it always seems more suspicious if you just, you know, sort of look up at the sky. No, it was a very funny video.
What a pervy perv.
What a pervy
Who's your favorite? No, let's not get in.
Yeah.
Bizarre. Okay, so do you have some news? Let's move through to the news.
I do have some news. It's a bit depressing.
Such is the news.
Such is the news, yeah. South Africa is back on the red list because we discovered a new variant.
Before we get into that, why is it always like a red list or a black list? Mm-hmm. Like, what is a white list? Is that your grocery shopping list at Woolies?
Yeah. Well, blacklist is a series, so that's taken.
Yes, but I'm saying I've never heard of a white list. I think Black Lives Matter should investigate. But getting back to this variant, it's bullshit. Everyone on social media has shared their opinions.
Yeah.
I don't think we have all that much to add. Fuck Boris. Fuck all these European countries. Fuck America. Death to the West.
That's basically what Cyril was saying last night, but he just said it in a much better way. But he was essentially saying they're not holding up their side of the bargain.
Did you listen to Cyril?
No, but I read his speech. So
yeah.
Did you read his speech? Did you listen?
No, I remember I told you, I've said this publicly, I was on the Cyril train for quite a while, and that train has broken down.
I think temporarily people are back on the Cyril train because of what he said last night. But maybe to our listeners who don't know what's going on, we're just talking about this new variant. So South Africa detected and reported the new Omicron variant.
Omicron.
Yes. Thank you. That saved me some embarrassment.
She's the research part of KETS, and she doesn't do research.
Omicron variant.
The things I put up with on a Monday morning.
I'm still explaining. Okay.
The Omicron, please continue.
We discovered the Omicron variant on Wednesday and we reported it to the WHO.
Who?
I almost fell for that.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah. So yeah, now that's been followed by travel restrictions on South Africa just because we discovered it.
Okay, Omicron.
But it literally exists in the UK, the United States.
I hate talking about COVID. It's so boring. Boring. Boo. Bad segment, Chloe. Talking about COVID. You sound like a 30-year-old at the braai. But Omicron sounds like a transformer, you know? Transformers, COVID, there's nothing there. That doesn't make sense.
Maybe Omicron sounds like a transformer. Not Omicron.
Fair.
Omicron.
Controversial opinion.
Yeah. Hot take.
I, for one, haven't enjoyed this whole COVID-19 experience.
Is that controversial?
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone's like, no, I've loved it.
That was most certainly the joke. Guys, please send in your applicants to be a new guest on KETS. We will be reviewing your audition tape. Chloe's got university to do. No, of course we're just kidding. We're just joshing you.
Yeah.
Speaking of all the Joshes in town, Plat Rage is somehow still a go. And someone on TikTok commented when we posted a funny video, which I thought is all we did.
Yeah.
Excuse me, I thought this account was a way to share information on serious topics in South Africa. Wow.
Where'd you get that idea?
Where did you get that idea? And also, who are you to tell an account what sort of information? Anyway, that lady pissed me off. But
yeah.
Plat Rage.
Plat Rage. Yeah. And so...
Are we going?
No.
Okay.
Have you got an alumni pass?
An alumni pass. I'll tell you one thing though. There are far worse things to catch at Plat Rage than COVID-19.
That's definitely true. Definitely true.
But on a serious note, like a very, very serious note, I do feel sorry for all these young men that have just been gymming for the last 2 years, getting ripped for rage.
Yeah.
They have dreams of hooking up with 12 people a night, going on wild benders, only to come home sunburnt, hungover, and with a wallet full of unused condoms. That is unfortunately the real Plat Rage experience. The Plat Rage experience no one talks about. They don't want you to know. It's all a conspiracy.
Yeah.
You've never been to Plat Rage?
No, I haven't.
Great place, never been.
Great place, never been.
Yeah.
I did my own Hermanus Rage, which was quite fun. I went with a bunch of friends. We hired an Airbnb. It was lovely.
Okay, hold on. What is a Hermanus Rage, please?
Well, we made it our own.
So you made up your own
We called it Hermanus Rage, but no one was there. It was us and the Hermanus locals who weren't going to Plat Rage. And at that point, there was a club called Mock Turtle, which is no more, RIP. But and we went pretty much every night. There was sockieing. There was Afrikaners, they know how to drink. It got really hectic and it was really small. And there's not a lot of space to sokkie, people.
In life or in general? Or on the dance floor?
At Mock Turtle, yeah.
Okay, I wasn't listening again. Mock Turtle.
Yeah.
Wow. That definitely didn't. If you can't survive a plastic straw, you ain't surviving COVID. So I assume that is no more.
Yeah.
Oh.
No more. Yeah.
Sorry, Mock Turtle.
They got cancelled.
What?
No, I'm joking.
Chloe, joking about people's livelihoods. What will we ever do with you, Chloe? You've been very rude to everyone this podcast.
Why?
Mock Turtle.
Mock Turtle. Why is that rude?
Was that the actual name?
Yes.
Oh. I thought that was a joke.
No.
That sounds terrible. Okay, continue. What other news you got for us?
Well, maybe let's speak to some good news.
Okay.
Basically, this guy in India, his name was Shrikesh Kumar, and he was an electrician from India. And sadly, he was hit by a motorcycle. I think this was sometime last week. No heartbeat, declared him dead, put him into the morgue. And he was in the morgue for 6 hours and he woke up.
Okay, before we get into that story, interesting sort of pitter-patter. You chose, your phrasing of that was, is this also something we're working on? Is this a new?
That was
he was dead, but he wasn't. Where did you learn how to speak like that? Was that at Cedar House? Where does that sort of phrasing come from?
My time as head girl. Okay. Should I say more in like a sort of like news reporter voice?
No, I thought it was good. I was just curious as to where you learned where that, have you been practicing that?
I was trying to make people feel more upbeat after some depressing COVID news.
Oh, okay. So he was trapped in a freezer.
Not trapped. They thought he was dead.
In
they
a
put
freezer?
him in the morgue.
Oh, what? It's not a freezer though. What are those things called they put you in? It's a big freezer.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know what it's called.
Sounds like a shit Castle Lights advert. Oh, was that Coke? Who knows? They're both terrible. But that is good news because he was a dead thing. Now,
well, he wasn't a dead.
Yeah, but he's not a dead thing.
No dead thing.
What is a dead thing? Like, what would you describe as a dead thing right now?
No heartbeat.
Oh no, I was looking for more of a cultural take. Like a dead thing is the mock turtle. Yes, there we go. But like one that people can relate to. Maybe be like, oh,
Boogies is a dead thing.
The Boogie Wonderland.
Yeah, it's gone.
What you mean?
Boogies, like next to Tin Roof, is gone.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
No, for real. I mean this. I'm not even joking. Is it gone?
Yeah.
Because of COVID.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's tearing up.
That's distressing news. Yeah. People say, spend 600 Rand on a psychologist. No. Spend 200 Rand on a night of boogies. 200 Rand, you're a king there. You can be a shot caller quite literally in boogies.
That's what a couple of friends have told me, that it's gone. But don't come for me if it's not.
Yeah, I mean, I most certainly don't want to go to boogies anytime soon. But wow, sad to know that it's gone.
Yeah.
Thank you for the memories, boogies.
Thanks for the memories. Yeah.
Wow. Even though they weren't so great.
No.
Sweet. Taste like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you not heard that song?
No.
Thanks for the memories. Even though they weren't so great.
Yes.
Sweet.
Boogies and Tin Roof, it was always just a bizarre experience. It really was.
It wasn't a bizarre experience. It was fun. You knew what you were getting. You were going to get blackout drunk. Someone was going to slobber on your face. Chances are they weren't that attractive. And then you went home and chunded.
I remember...
It was a beautiful formula.
There'd always be this time in the night when like an older group of people arrived. Like the one night I was there...
Oh, like really old.
Like really old, yeah. Not like, they're 26, like 40, you know? And I remember one time I was at Tin Roof and all of a sudden just these guys in suits come in and they were probably like 40 years old. I was like, that's weird. And then 30 minutes later, this group of MILFs came in and they were like 45, 50. It was hilarious. It was so weird.
That sounds exciting. I'm down to go to Tin Roof again if there are MILFs on the prowl.
Your friends pressuring you into drinking more.
Were you peer pressured a lot into drinking? Did you feel the pressure of your peers?
Yeah, I think I did. I think...
Is that it? Yes.
No, because
come on, Chloe. Wake up.
I barely drank before I was 18. So kind of everyone knew me as like, Chloe's so innocent, she doesn't drink. So every time I'd go out to a party, people would be like, come on, just have one, you know?
Yes. Okay. And then you did.
Yeah, I did.
Did you actually just have one though? Or was it more than one?
It's never just one.
I think with you it would be.
Yeah. That's self-control. Have you ever been peer pressured into drinking?
I mean, what a silly question. What a silly question. I went to an all-boys school. The only way anything got done there was via peer pressure, and I stand by peer pressure. Peer pressure is how we drive society forward. Think about why you're recycling now. Peer pressure. Exactly. So don't tell me peer pressure is a bad thing.
That's true. Doing
cocaine off a key in the bathroom of Stones on a Tuesday, now that is poor peer pressure. That you don't need to succumb to. Jordan. Josh. It's good to keep these people anonymous during the podcast. Look after their brands, their reputations.
It's not as effective when you say their name first.
No, of course not. But now, is it Jordan? Is it Josh? That's up for the jury to decide.
Reverse psychology.
Yes.
But have you seen, it makes me think of we were driving back from Pringle Bay and we saw these billboards up, and it's basically like SARS peer pressuring you into paying your taxes. They're like, tax season's coming up. I don't know.
Is that all? Tax season.
Yeah, tax season's on its way. Make sure to pay your taxes.
Maybe that's why people aren't paying their taxes, because they can't hear that ad. Because I couldn't hear what you were saying.
They got like a gun.
What is you said they had this hilarious
oh yeah.
What was their slogan?
They said they're trying to create a culture of voluntary compliance.
Oof.
Just sounds weird.
That sounds about as creepy as Brock Turner. Fuck you, Brock. You're a piece of shit. I would have called you broccoli, but that is reserved for well-behaved Brocks. You don't get fun derivative-based nicknames.
No.
Yeah, piece of shit. Mm-hmm. Swim your way into a prison. Woof. That's a controversial hot take right there.
That's my thing. Woof.
I don't even know DMX. Do you know DMX? He died recently. He was a rapper. No. He used to bark a lot, but like a savage dog.
Oh, geez.
In front of like hundreds of thousands of people. You must see these DMX concerts there. Wow. I think though he was deeply homophobic. I could be wrong.
I think a lot of rappers are.
He's a dead thing.
Yeah.
No, he's literally a dead thing. He died. Yeah, no, Chloe, come on, show some respect.
I did hear that you died, but back to SARS. This peer pressure hasn't even really worked, because they've had to extend the deadline.
The deadline of what?
For people to be able to file their taxes.
I conscientiously object to paying tax on like the grounds that I simply I just don't want to. I don't earn enough money for them to take money from me. Fair enough.
Fair enough. I mean, I think that's literally how taxes work. They don't tax you if you earn below a certain tax bracket.
No, but I earn enough to pay a certain amount of tax, and you ain't getting it. So if you are a member of SARS, like and subscribe, and then leave us alone.
Yeah.
Is that fair?
Yeah. I just think that SARS is hypocritical. You know, they're like, pay us money, but we won't pay you back the money that you need from us. You know, people have so much trouble with SARS.
Yeah.
But also don't come for me. Imagine if they did like an independent audit.
What, the 10 Rand tax that you owe them? Oh,
yeah.
Money bags over here. Sorry, SARS. Yes, do you want it in coins or rands?
When
notes?
we were on our way to our fancy dinner on the weekend, I was about to bring my wallet, and Sam was like, I don't even think you can afford the water there.
Chloe, we were late and we're rushing out the door, and she's like, I need to find my wallet. I was like, I nearly erupted into laughter. But then the irony was, I was like, are you insane? You can't afford anything there. What do you mean? When the bill comes, you're going to say, thanks, Mr. Holmes. I got this one. Oh, please. Your card would disintegrate when it hits that card machine. But it is on Chapman's Peak Drive, and for those of you not from Cape Town, Chapman's Peak has a sort of toll gate on it, and it doesn't take debit cards, or it's something so dumb like that. And we were getting closer and closer to the toll gate, and I was like, ooh, do I have a debit card, or was it a check? And then Chloe, she started flapping gums about, who needs a wallet now?
Good thing I've got Apple Pay. Do you know what the most embarrassing card decline of my life was?
Let's hear it.
Is I went to the gynecologist and I couldn't afford my appointment. So then I had to call my dad and ask him to transfer money into my account, right? But if your card is declined, you have to wait exactly 10 minutes before you can pay again.
I can imagine that gynecologist going, let's put that cervical cancer back in there.
Oh, Jesus. And
that wasn't it.
So
I'm mature enough to admit that wasn't it.
Yeah.
Down cervical cancer must fall.
Yeah. But I think we hadn't waited the full 10 minutes. So then I tried to pay again with enough money in my account. Thanks, Dad. And it declined again.
No,
that was so embarrassing.
That's when the cervical cancer.
Can you think of your worst card decline?
I think it happened at Caprice a couple of years ago.
Why did I know you were going to say that? I wish I had guessed that before you said it.
So I am such a frugal spender. And that doesn't mean I buy lots of fruit. Read a dictionary. I just don't spend a lot of money on clothes. I like eating nice food, so we spend quite a bit on restaurants and that sort of stuff. But outside of that, I mean, I can't remember the last time I've bought clothing.
Yeah.
Or anything.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen you buy clothing.
Yeah. I go shopping with my other girlfriend.
Yep.
But there's something like what happens to anyone once you start drinking and like you're on it and you're in that disgusting going out culture, you know, it gives me the grills just thinking about it. And like after a couple of drinks, you're like calling people over to line up, drinks on me. And like a Caprice, a drink is like, it starts at 70 Rand for like a gin and tonic.
Ew.
It's ridiculous. So I've like bought these 7 drinks for these people behind me. And the card just is like, nah.
No,
so
did that
literally ducked under, left all the drinks and bounced.
Can I tell you another funny story about Caprice? I won't mention any names.
You've never been to Caprice?
No, this is not my story.
Okay.
This is not my story to tell, but I'm going to tell it anyways.
As a white person, this is not my story.
So I won't mention any names, but I had a friend. I had a friend and he went with his girlfriend and a couple of friends to Caprice. And he's like the biggest spend of the friendship group, you know. So I think everyone was like, a round of drinks on you, right? And one round turned into 2 rounds and 3 rounds. And he's now sitting there being like, I can't afford this, right? So he then whispers into his girlfriend's ear and says, I'm going to propose to you, fake propose to you, so that we hopefully get these drinks free, right?
Jeez.
So he goes up to the DJ that's at Caprice. He asks them to put on her favorite song, and he literally gets down onto one knee and proposes to her. She says yes. All the drinks are free. They get free champagne.
Wow,
it's crazy. But now they have to almost hold up this facade on social media because they knew some of the people who worked at Caprice.
I mean, that is a wild story, but you don't have to continue this facade, as I like to call it. You know, people, because or you broke off the engagement.
Yeah, people at Caprice also had posted it to their story, so now they're getting messages from people back home being like, "Oh, you got married? You didn't tell me you were getting engaged." It's just a mess.
The world is such a mess.
Yeah.
Let's go get married in Caprice this weekend. Drinks on Chloe.
Hey-o.
Caprice. Speaking of rip-offs, Black Friday. Did you indulge in Black Friday?
I actually didn't, and I was going to, but I'm not brave enough to, especially during COVID, I'm not brave enough to brave the crowds. There's some crazy videos. I mean, a couple of years ago, I think it was a game store, and people were pushing on the glass so hard that it literally shattered.
Travis Scott. Too soon.
Yeah.
Always too soon. No, but
really hectic.
I don't think there were those sort of crowds, were there? I didn't see anything on social media.
I don't think this year.
I think people have given up a bit on Black Friday. We saw all those posts on social media about the Black Friday prices, and then you peel what they've plastered over and
it's the same.
It's the same price. But they've just, so say something's for 30 Rand, they cross out, they'll write a new sign, 45 Rand, cross that out and sell it for 30 Rand. And you're like, ooh, sale. Yeah. There is no sale.
Or 6 months before, they'll start incrementally increasing their prices so that you kind of remember it being more expensive.
Yeah,
that's more premeditated. But happy Cyber Monday. It's Cyber Monday today, which means that you can online shop. Did you know about Cyber Monday?
No, I didn't. Now
maybe we must shop after this.
This is more my sort of pace. Yeah. I don't like going to shops.
Maybe you can find some nice shoes or some nice deals.
No. That money goes to groceries and rent. There are no more games played with these purchases. Maybe a tattoo, a cyber tattoo, an NFT. Are you into this NFT thing? It seems, I mean, I'm prepared to be very wrong on this, but it seems like a scam.
No, I don't think it's a scam, but to me it's too complex to understand. I get it fundamentally, but I just don't understand not being able to earn a physical piece of art.
It's I fundamentally understand maths. I'm just currently failing it.
That was my motto during matric.
Whoa. Well done to the matrics. They're starting to end their exams now.
Yeah.
A couple of them have already crossed the finish line.
Shout out to my sister. Well done. She wrote her last exam last week. And now she's living her best life. So.
Speaking of people who live their best life, we've got some reviews from a couple of the YouTube videos and then from Apple Podcasts where you do, well, please go and leave a review. That's the sentence structure, a mess. None of that made sense. Go to Apple Podcasts. We'll put the link always in our description box. Give us 5 stars. Leave a funny comment. We'll read it out here like some of them today. So the first one was a bit of a negative review.
How many stars?
Well, let me read the review first. And it's from Dane Alex Hoffman. Thank you for reviewing us. I will not stand for this. Whoa, strong start. I was enjoying the podcast, then the northern suburb slander started. But then Dane gave us 5 stars. So mixed review, which I like. So he was like complaining, but also well done.
Or do you think he thought that 5 stars was like really bad?
No, I don't believe he's mentally incapacitated. He structured his sentence. I think he understands the concept of 5 stars. Okay, but fair enough. Because you gave us 5 stars and you seem like a stand-up sort of individual, we'll say some nice things about the northern suburbs or things that I enjoy. So the one thing I've always loved about the northern suburbs is cool run-ins where you go tobogganing.
Yeah.
What a place.
Yeah.
Very fun. Take the family there. Lots of parties. You get a couple of burns and every 10-year-old pretends that they went 120 kilometers an hour. Probably closer to 30. And yeah, what a place. Chloe, what is your favorite thing to do in the northern suburbs? Mm-hmm. And for the love of God, do not say leave.
Leave. Just kidding. No, I think that
it's tough working with this co-host, folks, but we persevere every week.
My favorite thing to do is Grand West, part of the northern suburbs, because I loved going ice skating. That was really fun.
Is it part of the northern suburbs? How about you tell us what constitutes the line between the south and the north, Dane? But I'll give it to you, Grand West. It's also a great place to deal a crippling gambling addiction.
Yeah.
Have you been inside Grand West to the casino?
No.
You know how everyone thinks Hollywood, rolling dice, beautiful women walking around, money, tuxedos. It's a bunch 8-year-olds playing the slot machine, smoke everywhere, disgusting carpets, disgusting people. I would never go back.
It's depressing.
I've actually been there a few times. Okay, well, there we go. Our next review is from Brendan Alberts, who is one of the biggest fans of the show. Sorry, Brendan, that it's taken so long to give you such a shout out. And he writes, KETS is just a great vibe. Thank you, Sam and Chloe, for being a bi-weekly dose of laughter and dopamine.
That's so cute.
That's wholesome.
That is so wholesome. I think that should be our new way we describe KETS.
KETS, your antidepressant. No.
Thank you so much, Brendan. That
Very
is such
kind
a lovely
of
comment.
Then we get someone who just understands this podcast, and that's Dylan Wilson. And he commented, this is a comedy podcast, but more importantly, this is art. Dylan, I don't need to say too much to you because you currently, or you clearly are a high-level thinker. And then we've got Deadly Duels TV. Strange first and second name. TV makes sense as a surname though. And he or she wrote, Brother Man, Samson with the hair, but without the strength. My ambiguously white brother, you black. Brother Man can rap. You invited to the cookout. Chloe, Mademoiselle, welcome back. There is tons going on in that comment. Do you want to start unpacking that, Chloe, perhaps?
That is hilarious. I also want to say that I have found the computer where Sam's mixtape is located, but maybe we'll only show that next week to keep them coming back.
That'll cost you at least 10,000 rand to hear that.
No.
It's that.
Oh, them 10,000.
It's that damaging to my character.
Maybe that's like we can create a Patreon where you pay to watch Sam's mixtape.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Maybe Deadly Duels TV will change their mind.
I'm invited to the cookout though, so that's awesome. I'll take it, even though he called me Samson with the hair but without the strength.
Can I be a +1?
No.
KETS
Not
Chlo.
today, cracker bread. Not today. But that's what I like about Deadly Duels' comment the most, is that it was a compliment sandwich. It's like, I don't really like what you're doing with your hair, but you look beautiful with those ears. Bit of a compliment sandwich. It's confusing. Samson without the strength, but with the air, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bit of a mess. And then we've got one from Dumisani Chirwa, and he writes there, if they don't watch KETS, red flag. I don't think I've ever agreed with a comment so much in my life.
That's brilliant.
If they're not watching the art, if they're not watching the cookout duo, what are they doing with their lives, Chloe?
Red flag.
Red flag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should have people put that in their Instagram bios.
Yeah, it's
I
art,
watch
baby.
KETS.
Yeah, I guarantee you, if you put that in your bio, I watch KETS, send us a screenshot, you'll get laid.
But don't.
I don't know how you will, but I'm fairly certain of the science. I've done the research. Do it.
But make sure to not say, I do KETS. I watch KETS. Just be careful.
Yes. If you say you do KETS, you might get stuck in the K-hole, which is not a racial slur.
No.
Hey, come on, South Africa, chill out. It is, of course, the ketamine hole, home of the ketamine screams. Not a great drug, never tried it. Oh, well, there's lots to give thanks for, and we are feeling thankful. So thank you so much for those wonderful comments, reviews. Please keep them coming. They help us fight Big Daddy algorithm and keep me erect.
Yeah. Well, happy Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to our, I think it would be American, Canadian,
The librarians. Thank you for stacking shelves.
Liberians.
What is a librarian?
From Liberia. They celebrate Thanksgiving. And St. Lucians. These are the people who
in the West Indies.
What?
St. Lucia, isn't that in the West Indies? I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, they celebrate Thanksgiving.
In the Caribbean. Wow. Okay, so what is Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the concept. Actually, I don't understand the concept. I just know America does it.
I think it's in the name. You give thanks.
For what?
Historically, I think it was for the previous year's harvest. Could be wrong about that. But it's basically like a day of gratitude. You get together with your family and you just give thanks.
Okay.
It's quite wholesome, except for its dark history. But
what is the dark history?
I think, and I really could get this wrong, so correct me in the comments, but I think that the...
Petition for Chloe to do proper research.
No, I've got it here, but okay. So Thanksgiving was basically a dinner. It was a dinner of alliance between the Pilgrims and then the Wampanoag tribe, which was a...
Is that Native Americans?
Can you say that still? I don't know.
I just said it. The Native Americans.
Yeah.
Wow. He's racist.
But it was following bloodshed, wars, epidemic. It was kind of like an alliance of sort of like, we can't keep fighting you. So it has like a colonialism.
But it's got a positive spin, would you say, or not?
What?
I don't think either of us know anything about this, so it's not in our lane to have opinions about it.
Yeah. I don't think that it does have I think people have put a positive spin on it, but I think it has got a dark history. It was almost like the Wampanoag tribe were forced into this alliance.
Yeah, on topics like this, I'll plead the Harvey Weinstein. No comment.
Yeah. But
that's him as a snake person. That wasn't a sexual reference, please. Please.
I've often thought about what would a South African Thanksgiving
is that what keeps
like?
you up at night?
Yeah.
What does a South African
I feel left out. I see everyone posting, this is my Thanksgiving dinner. And I'm like, what does South African Thanksgiving look like?
Probably a braai.
Yeah. We don't have to wonder anymore.
Okay.
Because Oprah actually had a South African Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah.
What was South African about it?
The food.
Oh, what food did she have?
So typically on Thanksgiving, you'll have a turkey, cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie.
Lovely.
Probably some mashed potatoes, I don't know. So she basically had chakalaka, bobotie, bunny chow, sampan beans, and then for dessert, she had a lovely malva pudding, which in my household we call Melville pudding.
Ayo. What did she have? Thanksgiving with Trevor Noah, Oprah. Where to be Cool. I don't know. I thought I agree with that lady on TikTok now. I thought we covered heavier stories than Oprah's South African Thanksgiving. I thought we did. Maybe
she was answering my burning questions of what a South African Thanksgiving would look like.
Okay. Well, maybe it's time for an anecdote. Anecdote? No, maybe not an anecdote, but maybe something to share with you. I've decided to become a professional hockey player. Not really. Well, I don't know. No, definitely not. But when I was thinking about this, how to make money playing hockey, which you can't, and almost not good enough, I started thinking about the Premier League. I switched on the Premier League, English football, and they were playing in the snow. And I was like, these people have to be so conditioned. Their bodies are like fine-tuned racehorses.
Yeah.
Because like both of my hamstrings, just watching the TV, like got real tight. Imagine running in the snow. No, not for me. When was the last time you did cocaine?
I've never done cocaine.
Never done cocaine. I've said it many a time. If I had better sinuses, you may as well call me Santa Claus, because I'm always making it snow, baby.
Cocaine, great joke. Never tried it. Great. I was going to say great drug.
Great joke. Never laughed. But it also got me thinking when I was watching the Premier League. There's some attractive people there. Would you date a football player?
Maybe Jack Grealish.
What? Because he's got bigger calves than me. Is that it?
Skin.
I'll tell you something that I was almost convinced Chloe was just a cheating maniac. Chloe knows. If you follow the podcast, you know Chloe probably knows more about Thanksgiving than she does about sport. She knows next to nothing. But we were discussing. Some of our friends were talking about the Premier League, and Chloe was like, "Oh, how's Jack Grealish doing?" Now that, I mean, he's a big name in football, but he's still like, you need to follow football to know who Jack Grealish is. And I was convinced that our relationship was on the rocks, because who is she watching the Premier League with? Because I don't watch it. Would you like to defend yourself?
Yes. It's just a lot of the guys I follow post about him. He seems to be like the Ryan Reynolds of football.
Oh, like that is insulting to Ryan
Every guy's
Reynolds.
got a crush on Jack Grealish for some strange reason. So that's how I knew who he was. I even called him Jack Grealish. Obviously, I didn't even know his surname.
Maybe you're just trying to cover your tracks.
Which footballer would you date?
Simpiwe Chabalala. Goal South Africa. Goal for all of Africa. No, that was the happiest time in everyone's life in South Africa. It's steadily been downhill since the 2010 FIFA World Cup.
Yeah.
Time for some overrated, underrated, you say?
I'm so excited. I'm asking.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've got topics for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am.
For some overrated, underrated.
We forgot to do hot takes. Let me come up with one. Okay, here we go.
I've got one.
Okay.
Yeah, my hot take is that public swimming pools are gross and they should be eradicated.
Wow.
Yeah.
Point of privilege?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know public swimming pools that have made children's summers, Chloe. So
that's true.
Wow.
You called me out. But they are gross sometimes.
I mean, I've peed in many.
If they're not cleaned properly, they are pretty gross.
What is it called? The Musenberg Fuffy Slide or what? Where you can... that place
so
is gross.
much fun.
Remember that bracelet they put on you? It was metal for some reason. Like you cut yourself every time you went down on the slides.
Metal? How old are you?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm 24, but I was there when I was like 10.
Yeah, I was also there when I was 10, a couple of years later, and they were plastic.
Oh, well, you see, they finally started reading those letters I was leaving in the suggestion box. Okay.
Metal, holy shit.
That was a very bad hot take, Chloe.
Yeah, that was a bad hot take. Apologies.
Possibly the worst hot take we have, and that's my hot take. So now let's move on to overrated, underrated. I am ready. Bang them out.
Okay, paying taxes.
Overrated. Never tried.
Cranberry sauce.
Underrated, but when it comes up against the lamb sauce, overrated.
Black Friday.
Black Friday is the most overrated thing in the world. Second to Gary V, playing overrated, underrated. We better than you at this game. Gary V, you weirdo.
Plat Rage.
Plat Rage, underrated. A close second to going to Miami to lose your mind. Dale.
Yeah. And lastly, Oprah.
Oprah is perfectly rated. She's a beast.
She is a beast. Not a beast in a bad way.
No, of course not.
A media type.
She's just a beast.
Yeah.
That person will run you over in whatever industry she's in.
Exactly.
I don't have anything bad to say about Oprah, except apparently she had like 4 promised schools to build in South Africa, and then she never did it. But she came for the photos, and they had a whole...
She did build one.
Where is it?
I think it's in P.
Nice. Strong click.
Thank you.
That's not genuinely. That's impressive.
Thank you.
Whitey over here started sweating, thinking he was going to have to come in on the train. But
to correct myself. It's somewhere. It's either there or in Gauteng. I'm pretty sure that there is a school that Oprah did build.
But I don't think she didn't fulfill all the schools that she was going to. I read that there. So 1 out of 4 schools, still 1 more school than I've built. So that's why you perfectly rated Oprah.
Yeah. You get a school. Actually, you don't.
Actually, you don't.
I take it back.
Well done, Chloe. That is, I think, a fantastic ending.
Thanks.
A great place to leave. Not the butter brigade. Shut up, Aslam. And you've seemed to.
Samuel.
Sorry, that was a bit strong.
Someone else was saying like, "Hey, I'm finally a part of the butter brigade." So I think it's catching on.
What is his name? He commented on he comments on a lot of the videos. We'll give him a shout out next week's episode. So thank you, Toasties. Thank you for joining. We love having you. I think I was maybe a bit grumpy in the start, just waking up on a Monday morning.
We film these pretty early.
Dealing with the complexities of life, depression, being epileptic, it's... But no, thank you so much for joining us once more. We'll be back on Thursday, hopefully. It might just actually be Chloe and I because of the hesitancy and general response to the Omicron. I don't know how to fucking say that shit. There it is. But yeah, that's all from me. Thank you for listening. Please remember to do all that. Liking, subscribing. Chlo Dog.
We love you guys. Thank you. Go eat your toast. Remember to go eat your carbs if you can. If you're gluten intolerant, pick out your favorite gluten-free option.
Go put that change your Instagram bio to I watch KETS Toast Heart and see what that does for your life. Bye.
Bye.